Yo, what's up with it? It's your boy Noonie. It's Leo in the third house, and we back with another reading.
Yo, what's up with it? It's your boy Noonie, and this is Leo in the third house, back with another reading. This is going to be another pick a card reading. We're going to be asking the question, what things are you not seeing clearly? So it's kind of like a clarification reading of things that you might have been, maybe getting a gist on, but not quite like seeing the full picture. This is an attempt here to help you get clarity there or call attention to something that might not have been clear to you before or that you weren't paying attention to before. So I want to see how these go, see what happens with this. And, so first pile, second pile, third pile. Timestamps going to be down in the description box, all right? Also, hey, man, how'd y'all like my daughter? I know y'all was blowing her up, gassing her up. So now she's feeling herself, which is cool. That was a great ego stroke for that little Leo. So that's how it goes. Anyway, thanks y'all for those likes, share, subscribe. I appreciate y'all. My shirt a little wrinkly. I'm trying to get into like being humble and not always worrying about what I'm looking like. So this is the first attempt. All right, so pick your pile. I'm gonna get started on pile one. Pile one. Damn, that's a lot of cards. Okay, so what things are you not seeing clearly that it's time for you to evolve, transform? Like this is a fated event. The things that are happening for you right now are fated. You have a fated event. So there were soulmates that you might have had that might have been leaving that was meant to be. All right. In reverse, because that means that the divine's working in your life whenever these cards are in reverse. You got all that glitters is not gold next to step outside your comfort zone and next to renewal. So all that glitters let you know is like, everything that you see is not as valuable as you think it is. A lot of times it's a facade. It's the appearance of happiness. So maybe that's what you were learning in relationships, and possibly friendships, because soulmates doesn't always mean like, intimate partners. It can also mean friends, families. People well, it's just mostly friends, family, lovers, work. I don't know. Maybe you could be a soulmate with work, but I don't see that, but everybody could, everybody has their own interpretation. So whatever, but stepping outside your comfort zone. So maybe material wealth, material success, or material abundance is your level of satisfaction or your level of completion. You might be a perfectionist. You might have this picture of how things always need to be, how things have to be. And then you have this energy of like self-sacrificing yourself, and it's this energy of like a woe is me, victim mentality. So it's like, this is something that you may not see because you're allowing yourself to take less than what you want. And in your opinion, what you're seeing it as, the gains that I get from it suffices what I had to do to get it. You know what I mean? Like it equals, in your mind, it equals what you had to do to get it. So you go through large lengths to get it, but in your mind, it's like, because you got communication here as well, which also has to do with thoughts and socializing. So it's like the way that you're thinking about this is like, it's like a transformation that you're going through. And the way you're thinking about it is that it's like you'll sacrifice, and it's like you'll basically go to extremes to achieve this level of success that looks like success. And for you, the gain that you get comes as, like the gains that you get, you feel are, justified. It's like, well, I did this and this and this and this, and I had to settle for what I would expect, or I had to lower my expectations but what I'm going to get from it in the end is worth it, you know. So I get this energy of you like settling, sacrificing yourself for things that you really don't want or that you thought you wanted, but once you recognize that what they were, you didn't want them. Now it's coming clear. And you could have been dealing with some Empress, a Libra, Taurus. You got Gemini, you got Aquarius, you got Scorpio. You could have been dealing with these signs, but doesn't mean, or Virgo. So you could have been dealing with these signs, but this could be you. You know, but there's the energy of like you having a steady momentum of settling for less than what you wanted, but feeling like the gains or whatever you would get in return would actually you know, would like prove that you doing what you did to get it was worth it. You know, that's all it was about. And it's a form of you sacrificing here. And it's usually in relationships where you felt like the pros were outweighing the cons. That's what I'm getting. And so there's an energy of like needing to see through the facade of these past relationships and having an acceptance, you know, and a revive of knowing that what's coming for you is faded, you know, and so you're stepping outside your comfort zone. Because this is it's not what you always thought it to be, and that's probably what it is. It's a perfectionist. It's a show. It's an act. That's what I'm getting. It's a show and it's an act. And so what you're not seeing is a renewal or a transformation of the way that you think and communicate. And that's what's changing the relationships around you, the way that you think and communicate. So, and you got your heart chakra. You got your heart chakra here too. This is gonna be for your advice. So we ain't gonna say nothing about that. But you got your heart chakra here, so I'm looking at this energy of like either working to get resources or putting in effort to like get rid of them, like to out them, to get them out of, to get them out, to get rid of them, to get them out of your life. There's an energy of you needing to do that. Because what it is like this. Whenever I see the Empress here, I always think of it as a person who has the ability to be an asset to you, but they choose not to. You know, they're abundant in their own right, and they have a level of abundance that they could share with you, but they choose not to. That's how I see the Empress. You know, she's just a person who's not taking care of her duties, not taking care of her responsibilities. You know, there's more to it. You know, it's a deeper meaning to it. But right now, that's exactly how it's feeling. It's like people who were in a status who may have either been of a higher status than you, or people who were in your status, who you may have been pandering to, or giving more, you know, sacrificing yourself for the need of the team, or people who you just seen as valuable or having value. They were treating you in a way that, you know, basically kind of allowed you to see their mask. It was like a perfectionist. It was a picture that they were putting on. These people were very analytical, and these people were very like talkative, very communicative, and they're into financial things or physical things, manifestation things. Not manifest, well, manifestation could be it, but they were into like having. By having physical or material goods, this is how they actually like, you know, put up this image of being perfect or being, you know, upright. And so you guys basically got out of that situation. You're getting out of that situation. It's a momentum of getting out of that, or it's a momentum of you continually doing that. And that might be the pattern that you need to pay attention to, that you're continually sacrificing your needs or your wants for the appearance of, you know, looking like you have things, you know, or looking like you're a part of a certain set of group. You know, it's like you're kind of like outcast because the way that you think and the way that you communicate, you're not really in this group because you got soulmates in reverse, and you're being moved out away from this group because you got fates right next to it. But the energy that you keep being in and sacrificing and wanting to, you know, like do everything you can to gain some level of status, and oftentimes lowering your value or lowering your expectation, like not your expectation, lowering what you'll accept, you know, just to get in, you know. So you want XYZ, you want something, let's say for instance, you want a job that'll pay you $20 an hour or so, right? But the first job that comes along is $14 an hour. You know, you'll take it just to say, well, you know, eventually it'll work out in the way that I want in the long run. And that's kind of how you were dealing with these relationships. You were dealing with them in a way where right now it's not what I want, but the you know, the gain that I'm gonna get in the future is gonna be well worth it. and you were having a momentum of that, a cycle of that, a pattern of that, and you were sacrificing your needs or your wants for what you thought you would gain in the future as a bigger bounty, or a bigger gain. But now you're realizing that this is a facade, or you're going to realize it's a facade, because that's what this is about. This was all a facade. Anytime you're lowering your standards to get something that you truly want, it's not really what you truly need, is pretty much what it's saying. It's like it's not of the same value to who you are. You are devaluing yourself in a sense. And not in a sense, you were. That's pretty much where I'm getting here. You're devaluing yourself. So now what it's doing is causing you to start operating from your heart space. Because this was a facade. This was a picture. Like, all that glitters is just a picture. It's a facade. It's not real. It looks good on the outside, but it's not what you think it is on the inside. And so this is what's making you get outside of your comfort zone and dive deeper, because Pluto is about evolving, transformation, deep diving into your subconscious, your psyche, the hidden powers, like the core issue of things. This is what you're looking at. You're going to be looking at the core issue of things, why things are the way that they are, and looking at the way you communicate and you socialize with other people. All right. And you're going to look back on times when you settle for less, not the mostest. Okay. If you know where that came from, hit me with it. All right. But that's pretty much where we're getting it at. And so what's going to do is open you up to start reacting and expressing yourself through your heart space, where you're going to be more genuine, more open-hearted, like more receptive. But I'm thinking of more receptive of like what's coming for you, not as opposed to what is already here. I think you're going to be open to more new opportunities, because like you're going to be beating these people off. You turned your back on the Empress, you're going to be beating these people off. These are people who were of like, good status, or people who had things, material things, but they just weren't helping your cause, if that makes sense. All right. So this is you figuring out now. Yeah. Look, it says I'm aligned, filling areas with, filling any areas of energetic weakness with strength. So it's laying down the armor that was passed to you by your family. So these are like traditional, like what I call, not traditional. These are family patterns that we're just getting rid of. This is what you were holding on to, like family patterns of self-sacrificing yourself for stability, or for a look of material goods, or to be in a certain select group, and lowering your standards and lowering your moral value or moral ethics to get involved in, and then finding out that this was just all a facade. That's what you're going to find out if you haven't. You're going to find out that this is all a facade. But this is what you're not really quite seeing clearly, that this is all a facade, and that this is the time for you to evolve and change your way of thinking and socializing with people. This is really big. This is really big because, I got this astrology app one day, and it sent me an alert, and it was like, try doing spiritual work without need for gain. And I was like, oh, you gotta get paid. How you gonna pay your bills? But I'm getting this, like, I've been noticing a lot more messages, and like when I be watching others, I've been noticing a lot more messages about us no longer being materialistic, and really just seeing people for who they are, as they are. And that's been like the biggest struggle I'm seeing that all of us are going through. Not just you, but me too, where it's like hard to see people for how they are and then still love them or still give them love. Because it's like, why would you do that goofy shit you be doing? Why would I still love you? You're trying to hurt me purposely, but it really don't be on purpose. But it takes a lot of like compassion and understanding to see that it's not intentional. It's reactive. Sometimes it's analytically planned out, true, but it's still not intentional. It's just something from the inside that's being projected onto you. And it's very hard to like understand it when it's happening to you. So what I'm getting, Pile 1, is just that you're going to be coming through understanding that the facade of these relationships that you were having were not exactly what you thought they were. You're going to be evolving. You're going to be changing. You're going to be getting to the core issue of things in terms of your communication, your thinking processes, the way that you socialize with the world, and what what your expectations are. You're going to be kind of going with the flow, being more receptive to what life itself has to offer you, and no longer sacrificing yourself for others or for the gain, for gains that you feel will benefit you in the long run or benefit you down the line. You're not going to self-sacrifice yourself for that. All right. So you might have just left people behind, or that's what's coming next, leaving people behind because you're realizing that they're not who they appear to be, or situations are not what they appear to be. And you're going to realize that the way that you've been thinking and communicating is not the way that you should be communicating or thinking with certain people. You know, it has to do with like, because third house also represents, you know, your childhood, early childhood development, so that's like your 1 through 7 years. You know, so that's how you were taught to see yourself. So these are ways that you were taught to see yourself. All right. That's what they call the neighborhood in astrology. So you were taught to see yourself this way. You know, you might have Gemini in your third house, or you might have Taurus in the third house as well, because that could be a sign of extravagance as well. But that's what I'm getting. Power 1. Thanks for watching. This is your boy Noonan, and this is Leo in the third house. Oh, wait. You still here, right? Good. Because I ain't. So this is what you got. Manifestation. Believe in yourself. Trust your instincts and follow your heart. For in doing so, you shall manifest all your heart's desires. The life you have so long aspired to create will soon manifest. That was your advice. So I feel like you about to be changing, and that was part of the advice. So thanks, pile number 1. Going over here to pile number 2. Boom, pile number 2. So pile number 2, what things are you not quite seeing clearly? Okay, a fated union. You got North Node and conjunction, a breakthrough. You got, only signs I got so far is Gemini and Aries. So you got fated union, round around, not for you, disseminating. Gemini, I got Gemini again. Heartbreak world, okay. Okay, so this is what's going on for you. There was a union, a fated union, that was supposed to give you a breakthrough in the way that you communicate and the way that you talk. It helped you boost your communication, but it kept you stuck in your head. It was an issue that was really not for you. You were trying to make it work. You were trying to push it in. Could have been with a Gemini. Doesn't have to be. Could have been with a Leo. Could have been with a Aquarius, Scorpio, or Taurus. Those are the signs I got. And I got Aries. So it could have been with any of these signs. But basically, you guys were going in around and around. You had done this, all right? And it wasn't getting anywhere. It was not for you. But it was a fated union. You were meant to meet these people. They were giving you a breakthrough. And what they were doing was changing your perception, teaching you how to communicate your truth, because you got communication is key here. They were teaching you how to communicate your truth. Also, they were bringing out your creative abilities. They were bringing out your creative thoughts, your creative ideas. They were here to inspire you. And boost your confidence. So they might have did you wrong, but they were here to boost your confidence and to show you that you have value, to show you your gifts, to show you your talents. So they came together to help you basically merge within yourself, to bring in your feminine and your masculine energy, you know, or this energy of being confident and able to speak out what you truly think and feel. They were here testing you. That's how I look at relationships too. When, you know, this could be friends, this could be lovers, this could be family members. But I think of it as like relationships are like senseis. You know, you meet people, they come in, and, you know, people we call our enemies are usually our best trainers. They get us to where we really need to be. You know, you're like, man, you know, like I can't think of the guy's name from, I think it's Borga, Luke Borga. When he fought Rocky, that's how Rocky got so strong. Like he had to beat up this 7'2" Russian. You know, he had to beat him up. You know what I mean? And this is a strong guy. This is a big guy, and he got beat in the beginning. But that's what like gave Rocky the skill and the endurance to be a better fighter, fighting against a strong opponent. And that's pretty much what these relationships are. You know, relationships that don't go well are like strong opponents that help you build up to be able to handle, you know, emotional issues in next relationships. And it doesn't mean like you're going to experience them in the same way, but it does mean like you know how to communicate when your next partner does something you don't like. You're not just sitting quiet in the corner and just allowing it to accumulate. Based on the last relationship and the way it turned out, you're like, oh no, it didn't turn out right when I didn't say anything. So I'm going to say something this time. That's what they did for you. They gave you a breakthrough. They allowed you to start communicating your thoughts, your feelings, what you really think. They changed your perception on what is healthy relationships or what is for you. And that's what got you out of this round and round. You basically got out of it. When it's in reverse, you got out of it. You know what I mean? You basically got out. But look, not for you just means that you were continually trying to make it for you. So you were continually trying to do this with them, trying to make it happen, make it, and it kept you going in a circle. You know, so this is something I'm getting that might be coming to a close because you also got, look, boom, boom, getting over it. All right, you're still slightly like undecided about if you're getting over it. You know what I mean? It's like there's still some like going back and forth. Maybe it's them, maybe it's you. There's gonna be some going back and forth here. You know, but there's no communication. And it's like you getting over it. You're getting over this cycle that you've repeated. You know what I mean? It's like you were heartbroken in this and you're getting over this cycle, but you were meant to meet these people. This was part of fate and part of destiny for you to move forward and get this breakthrough in the way that you think and the way that you perceive things. All right. And now it's teaching you how to speak out, you know, speak out your emotions because you got fiery moon, you got fiery approach, but it's right over top of communication is key. So that's Gemini and Aries energy, you know, which is you being self-propelled. Basically with your communication, speaking and taking charge, taking lead. All right, being good with your creative gifts, being smart with your thinking and your talking and your creative skills, but using it to help other people. They were here to boost your confidence, you know, and they just basically strengthen you. Strength training, that's what I get. Strength training. They were pushing you towards your calling. All right. That was the bigger picture there. So I get that you ended cycles with them because it kept you in this round and round. So you ended cycles with them or with this person, these people. Because I feel like it's two people, you know, because I'm seeing Gemini twice. So I feel like it's two Geminis or an Aries, you know, or if it's not necessarily a Gemini, just someone who's very intellectual, stimulating, someone's very communicative, curious. Well, they're outgoing too, but they're not super outgoing. They're just like really charming, you know, really inquisitive, smart people, great communicators, great talkers. They talk. But I get you having acceptance and harmony. You know, they taught you how to feel your feelings. All right. And they learn how for you to trust yourself because these are your witchcraft. So this brought you in harmony with yourself. So I see conjunction now as like them actually, and you have confidence here too. So they basically taught you to like believe in yourself. You know what I mean? This person or these people, they taught you to believe in yourself. They gave you a personal power and acceptance when it comes to love. Acceptance of how things are without trying to force things or put yourself into places where you don't belong, because that's what not for you is. And that was what they did. They basically taught you a level of confidence and personal power and how to operate from your true heart space, exactly what it is that you desire. It's like your desires. You know what you desire, but they gave you the confidence to be able to do that. So maybe you had lower confidence back then before dealing with these people, but they were fated. They were like fated teachers, senseis that came along to teach you this, to help you get to where you need to be, because they weren't for you and they were keeping you in a cycle, but they were here to boost your confidence. They were here to teach you your gifts. This is why it's fated, because fated is right under Athene, and Athene has to do with creative gifts, intellectual talents, but sometimes being a bit too clever, but knowing how to use your gifts to help other people and increase the value of their life. And this is right under fated or North Node. You know what I'm saying? Right on the North Node. This is what this is about. You know, this was about them coming in, teaching you about your creative gifts and your abilities. You know, this is fated. This is meant for you to actually combine your feminine and masculine energy. And it changed your thoughts and your perception. It gave you a breakthrough. You have been staying in a rut, staying in a certain type of way of being. And that's what this round and around is. They were knocking you out of it. Uranus energy is like knocking things out, knocking things loose, getting like it's unexpected. It's a jolt. Like, oh. You know what I mean? It's a jolt. And that's what they did. They knocked you out of this way of thinking, this train of thought, and gave you a sudden epiphany. You know, and it's like a fire, because you have confidence and there's a fire. So it's a fire that came from this. All right. They gave you this heat, and now you have this solar plexus power, the solar plexus chakra. This is personal power. This is strength. This is harmony in yourself. Union, that came from that. They matched up the union for you. They matched, they brought your feminine and your masculine energy. So maybe you were working too much in your feminine energy or too much in your masculine energy. I'm thinking because this is all masculine energy here. So maybe they brought you more into your masculine energy. Maybe you were being more feminine and they brought you into your masculine energy. But it could be the other way around. You could have been more feminine and they brought you into your masculine energy of getting things done, going out, being a self-starter, taking initiative. It could go both ways, but I just see a lot of masculine energy. So that's kind of how I was feeling here. Maybe the woman is feminine energy. But then again, Athene is masculine. She is feminine. So maybe that's what they brought you into, this energy of being feminine, but bringing out your masculinity of being able to take charge, trusting yourself, trusting your own personal power, being at ease and at comfort with yourself, accepting things for how they are without trying to force them, but still being receptive to what's meant for you. That's what they were teaching you, and teaching you how to use your gifts and speak, communicate. So, but this is your advice. This is what I got. Dear guardian angel, help me believe that all is possible through love. Help me manifest my dreams and live an inspiring and fulfilling life. Help me to feel God's presence in every moment. Help me feel eternally loved. Thank you, always being by my side. Okay. So that was the advice. Well, pile number 2, that's what I got. Thanks for watching. This is your boy Noonie, and this is Leo in the 3rd house. Boom. Pile 3. So, pile 3. What things are you not seeing clearly? Conclusions are within reach. Ambition. Opportunity that you're going to be needing to take. So this is ambition here that you're going to be needing. Opposition. Okay. Opposition. Leo. King of Wands. So you got Isis. Needing to be charming and defend yourself or defend the things that you really care about. That's the opposition. There's going to be a choice, a decision between something that you care about or that you're nurturing, and a level of responsibility that gives you peace. All right. Conclusions are within reach. So that means that there's going to be a door that's slammed or an opportunity that's lost, and you need to decide whether you want to do something else or continue. So you are good enough here, and you have ambition. So there might be a decision. This is what I'm picking up. There might be a decision between maybe a family and a job, or between maybe you run a part-time business, or you run a business and a job, or there's like a decision. There's a decision having to be made. It's like a level of incompetency and not feeling quite like where you'd be at is like you're not feeling like you quite fit in, but you have a desire to be somewhere else. So this could have to do with work. Like maybe you do something on the side, but it's like you have responsibilities and this gives you a level of peace, but you're not quite ready to jump. You have the ambition, you have the drive, you're an explorer, you're a person who goes out and seeks new adventures, new opportunities. You could be a Sagittarius, you could be a Virgo, you could be a Leo, but this is you wanting to leave. I'm getting that you want to leave your job, all right? I'm getting that you low-key want to leave your job. Maybe you have spirituality and divination. So if you want to quit your job and be a spiritual practitioner, is that it? You want to do something spiritual? You want to quit your job and do something spiritual? That's kind of the vibe I'm getting here. It's like a desire to do something else because where you are, you're feeling like you're out of place or feeling like you're not quite getting things. You're misunderstood. It's feeling like a level of incompetency. Like, this doesn't really fit with me. I feel kind of dumb being here. That's kind of the energy that it comes from. It's like, I feel dumb being here, but it handles responsibilities. So maybe you keep your job because it gives you a level of peace or stability, but you're not quite ready to take the leap or take the ambition or the drive or be assertive and go after what you really want, because Mars energy is about ambition, going after the things you want, willpower. And poise in reverse means you're missing opportunities. You're not quite ready to move after the things that are coming, or not ready to quite approach the new opportunities that are ahead. And that's what the opposition is. Opposition is between Leo, the Leo energy, and the responsibility, which is your fruit, right? The fruit is what's been bared already, and it's already a level of peace that you have. And so it's kind of like a comfort zone where you're in opposition between a comfort zone or actually doing maybe spiritual work. Could I have spirituality and divination here? So this is messages from the divine are hitting you, and you do a level of divination that gives you personal power. But it's just like an energy of feeling like you're out of place or like you're misunderstood with where you are, but a desire to do something different. All right. So it could be that. Or here's something else. Something else that could be missing is there's an opposition between handling your business and maybe you have a relationship with a Leo. But there's an energy of conclusions being within reach, which means that the door could be shut, or you could be having something with a Sagittarius. There could be opposition between a Leo, Sagittarius, and a Virgo, something of that sort, or just an Earth sign. Fire signs are in this for sure, and Virgo is in here. So I'm getting like an energy of being misunderstood, but just having maybe sexual attraction. There's peace here. Maybe that's what it is. It's like it's peaceful and it's just sex though, but maybe they're an explorer. Maybe you're the explorer. Maybe you move around a lot, or maybe there's just somebody else involved. But it's the energy of not quite being ready. All right. And there's a lot of like desire and passion for it, but you're going to close the door on this situation because you are good enough for what you're asking for. And maybe they're not ready or you're not ready, or they're going to close the door because you're not ready or they're not ready. But I'm trying to figure out where the divination comes from, because there's an energy of them feeling so drained and disconnected. Maybe that's what the issue is. They feel drained and disconnected, or you feel drained and disconnected. But whatever the case is, somebody wants to explore new opportunities because conclusions within reach, and whatever was going on quite now at this moment isn't moving in the direction that they would like it to move. It's like there's like an opposition between handling responsibility and then actually like nurturing a situation, or defending a situation or protecting a situation, and then the advice here is that there's an ending coming here, and you need to know that you are good enough. This is a time for you to give to yourself, to value yourself, and maybe you're being too critical. Maybe you're being overly critical of the situation, either of yourself or of others. So that might be something that's going on here as well. But I'm getting maybe there's an energy of like the advice is just telling you like all this is connected. Like all this that's happening is connected. So it's part of a bigger plan is what I'm getting here. And that's why it's like conclusions are within reach. It's time to explore. It's time to take the leap. It's time to do things, like get things going. You've been like in like a stagnant place where you're like just at peace with how things are, because I get like they're already, the energy is like they're already set, but it's not set in stone. It's like you've gotten comfy. You built a little nest egg, or you built like some level of security, and it's like now it's like, all right, this is where I am. This is what I choose to do. So I'm getting like a lot of different messages here. A lot of sexual attraction, just a desire of not knowing how to get what you want. That's really where it's really at. It's like, I don't know how to get what I really want. And that's where the opposition is between handling what you know to be right for yourself and dealing with your own inner peace. And then there's like that job thing. Like I'm feeling like a job thing too. It's like where you're deciding to try to take life into your own hands. Maybe there's an opposition between taking life into your own hands or doing the responsible thing. But the energy is like you are good enough, and there's going to be an ending coming anyway. So will you cry at the door, or will you make moves and be the explorer with the Sagittarius energy? Will you be adventurous? Will you be free-spirited, clever? Because currently you might be feeling drained on a regular. Look, you got relax and you got forgiveness. All right. So there's something going on here. Like I'm getting like two different stories. Like I get like a relationship story, but I also get like a need to branch out from what you're doing, like maybe feeling misunderstood. Like it could be work because it's responsibilities, which usually has to do with like work, doing the mundane things, doing the things that you have to do around the house just regularly, or dealing with kids or whatever. And it's like you're between choosing between doing that or choosing between doing something else that nourishes your soul. It doesn't have to necessarily be spiritual, like in terms of like tarot or runes or Reiki or any of that. It doesn't have to necessarily be spiritual, but I'm getting like something that fulfills your soul, which is a soul purpose, which is a spiritual purpose. Anything that you've done that fulfills your soul is a spiritual purpose because you're able to share that with the world. So I'm getting like that energy of you being like stuck between being at work or doing some type of soul purpose or soul journey for yourself that makes you feel fulfilled. And it's letting you know that conclusion is within reach. So you're going to be making a decision soon and you are good enough. You just don't feel like you're quite ready because you have poised in reverse. But it's advising you to be the explorer, to take ambition, to be assertive, to be aggressive and impulsive, like channel your impulsiveness. So it just says that you're drained, and that you feel disconnected. But these are like the actual like pivotal points that are here for you. Like, so it means that you are connected and that you're going to be seeing soon that everything is connected, and notice that you are shielded and like you're protected within yourself. Like you have your own level of, I want to say like protection. It's like a personal protection, of knowing what's best for you, of trusting in you. All right. So it says spend some time contemplating what you need to reflect. The answers will come within. So you're going to need to spend some time alone. And this is going to become more clear and more evident to you. That's when you're going to get the downloads from spirit. It says you are finding balance as you see what resonates and does not. With clear sight, you are safe and protected. Which leads me on to this feeling where I need to tell you this. So it says forgiveness. Holding on to a past hurt is preventing you from moving forward and achieving your heart's desires. Let it go. Forgiveness does not mean you condone another's actions. It simply means you are no longer willing to be a It says you are no longer willing to be a perpetual victim to a particular person or event. Blame is a waste of your precious energy. Bless and surrender the past, for in doing so, you will reclaim the joy of life. And then you have relax. There is plenty of time to do and achieve all you desire. Place your hands gently on your heart and allow your breath to guide you to a quiet space within. Imagine yourself bathed in golden light, flowing from the eternal heart of God. I, your guardian angel, am with you. Allow me into your heart. You will accomplish more by focusing on that which is most important in life. Love. Okay? So that's what I got. Pile 3. Thanks for watching. This is your boy Noonie, and this is Leo in the 3rd house.